Voices against corruption. Let the people speak.
Hello and welcome to Primark's public feedback series on corruption called Voices Against Corruption. And we ask, is corruption responsible for the high rate of insecurity in Nigeria?
Both from the administrative level aspect of the national polity, both from the security architecture of the country, we find out that the corruption is responsible. Among the security organization, that there is a lot of sharp practices that is going on.
Corruption is certainly at the core of the insecurity, because when things are not done right, not all other things don't go right again thereafter. So corruption is the core, is at the core of the insecurity in this country.
If you look at what is happening in the country, honestly, people are not just happy with what is happening here. You understand? Most of these guys you see involved in all these crimes, some of them are not even happy doing it. But because of the situation they find themselves in, they have no choice. I think sometimes it's like they have no choice than to join these things just to maybe survive or other things like that. You understand? So I feel corruption really did a lot in causing the high rate of insecurity in this country.
Everybody have his own personal problem, which is, since we cannot be able to tackle our own personal problem, so there's no way we can be able to tackle the insecurity in the country. So we own the problem with ourselves. So we have to look forward to solve the problem before we can be able to tackle the insecurity.
There is corruption in the every sector, including the army, the police and the army. All of them. People, they don't care now. An ordinary Nigeria, you don't care how to move freely, because most of them you cannot even go to the farm now. Get what you eat with your family now. If you go to your farm to harvest, the kidnapper will come and kidnap you and other things. So a lot of corruption in the security now is on.
Corruption is largely responsible for the high rate of insecurity in this country. Corruption itself is criminality. And when people when they corrupt, get too rich, and they begin to flaunt their wealth, the people who are downtrodden, who are depressed, are forced to do other things to make themselves rich as well. And if there is no corruption, so many amenities will be in place. Youth will be gainfully employed. There will be free education. The money one person have in this country through corrupt means is enough to give a whole state or 3 states, if not more, free education to youths.
When you are a graduate and you cannot get jobs, and you see a politician that rise up to get a councillor riding a jeep, that is corruption. When you see the insecurity in the north, in the west, in the east today, it is corruption that is responsible. Because you see very few riding cars, living in mansions, and others has nothing to field. They cannot send their children to school. Then you are asking me that they will not be provoked. Kidnapping you are seeing today is a result of corruption. You see a 10 years graduate walking on the streets. He has no job, he has no business. And you tell him, let's go to the street and pick a man. At a time, you get 2 million, 3 million, 10 million. And you said, what is corruption? Corruption is highly responsible for the insecurity of the country today.
Corruption is responsible for the insecurity of this nation, because those same people terrorizing us are still protected by our leaders. They are responsible for their feeding, they are responsible for whatever type of guns they are to be, because they can't afford it. These same people that are still giving them money to buy those things, and then when you arrest them, they will tell you maybe they are dead, they have killed them, and those people are still there. So they are being fed by those people in the government, and they are responsible for the insecurity.
If you did not put the right person who's supposed to be in authority or in a particular office there, based on some certain reason known to you or based on your personal interest, I would tag that as corruption.
Primark's public feedback on corruption in Nigeria is produced with support from MacArthur Foundation.